Yeah, yeah. Hello, welcome to week 2 of our Sweet Circle of Success Skills series. I'm Tricia Bart, and sitting next to me is the beautiful Kayla Schmidt. And we also have other gorgeous folks here in the room with us, and you'll get to see them in just a moment. So if you have not had a chance to check out week 1, I hope you'll go back and do that. You can see the video from last week and read my blog post on my blog, and that address is blog.perfectsenseforlife.com, and that's SCENTS for life.com. And we're here to hold space for one another as we learn and grow about sharing young living with our friends and family. And we had some homework from last week. I don't know if you've had a chance to do it or not. The first was to find a mentor, someone to work with, to help keep you accountable. We just had a really fantastic presentation about healthy weight management. And one of the pieces of information we talked about is having someone to keep us accountable. It's really easy to say you're going to do something, but if you don't have someone kind of there to encourage you and help keep you on track, it can also be very easy to not do that something. So writing down goals, I'm just going to go by a show of hands here in the room. Who had a chance to write down some goals this week? Excellent, excellent. My hand was only partially up because I didn't get as far on that as I wanted to. And I got a draft down on my goals, but I really didn't dig into them. And when I talk about digging into them, there is this great acronym called SMART when it comes to setting goals. And that means help me remember. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. And all of those are important when it comes to setting a goal. So it's not just some great big goal like, I will become a Royal Crown Diamond. Well, I hope you do. That's a fantastic goal. But you need to get a little more realistic about it first. Let's be honest. What rank are you now? Why don't you aim for your next rank first? That should be your next goal. And I found this for myself too. I was really set to skip from one rank right to 2 ranks up. And it took me so long to get there because I forgot that I had to go through the other rank first. So if you're interested in achieving a new rank, go for the next one. Make it specific. Okay, I will achieve the rank of executive by convention. That's a pretty reasonable goal. And we'll help you break that down into doable action steps. Is that measurable? Yeah, that's measurable. You've given yourself a specific rank and when you're going to achieve it. Is it attainable? Yeah, it's attainable. Is it realistic? Well, that depends on how much time you have available to commit to getting yourself there. Time sensitive. Yes, that one is time sensitive because you gave yourself a date. Maybe it's about creating a paycheck that will help pay for your product. So, getting $150 to $200 paycheck. That one is a very attainable goal. Just think about it. If you help 2 friends get started this month with a premium starter kit, next month, you're going to get a check for about $100. And that would be your essential rewards order, about $100. So that's something that can be a great starting goal. And that's a really great place to start. Or maybe your goal is, I will consistently enroll 2 people a month. And the next month I will help those 2 people enroll 2 people. And that's a way to really get your business rolling. So there are tools for you on the blog about working with goals, and I encourage you to go back and look at it. One thing that I learned recently from Eric Worre that I think is really powerful when it comes to setting goals is to add the element of service to your goals. When our goals in a network marketing company are all about me, we're forgetting what network marketing is all about. Network marketing is really about helping others along the way. So if your goal, let's say your goal is to achieve the rank of executive, you need 2 legs with 1,000 each. So why not in that goal of achieving the rank of executive say, I will achieve the rank of executive by helping my two friends that are these two legs reach the rank of senior star. So you're being of service to someone else, and it's not just about you. And we find that then you're creating this win-win situation for everybody. Your goal is about helping someone else achieve their goal. And I tell you, just things come so much more quickly to us when we're helping others get what they need and what they want. So think about phrasing some of your goals with a service orientation, maybe a little different. So you have a mentor, maybe you set some goals. Oh, I didn't, did we talk about mentors yet? Did you find a mentor? Have you found a leader that's willing to work with you? If you haven't yet, reach out. Maybe it's the person who sponsored you. Maybe they're no longer involved with Young Living. I put some resources out on the blog with your upline information from me on up. So I encourage you to be working with someone who has at least achieved the rank that you are interested in achieving next. So if you're a silver, you can work with a gold. If you're a gold, you should be working with a platinum or above. And if you don't know who that is, you can look in your virtual office, and you'll see listed there the next highest silver or platinum or diamond above you. So that's the person you want to reach out to for support. Who had some time with their mentor this week? A conversation with your mentor this week, and how'd that feel for you?
Very helpful.
Oh, good, because I'm your mentor. So no, I'm glad to hear that. And I know for me, filling that role is really helpful too. So if someone in your team reaches out to you and asks you to mentor them, put your fear and your anxiety about that to the side for a moment and think about how you can be of service to that person. It's fine to say you don't know the answer. The same as when a friend is asking about an oil. It's great to say you don't know the answer. Come and find it out together. So consider taking on the role of being a mentor. And then the third assignment we had was to read part 1 in Monique McLean's book, Circle of Success, Your Journey One Step at a Time. So we're gonna move into a conversation about that first chapter. Did anyone have a chance to go ahead and do that? Read the first part 1? Excellent, cool. Yeah. Well, here, you can take a look at that copy tonight. So the first part is called Share. And when you truly love something, you just can't remain silent. Sharing becomes natural when you use the product you are promoting is part of your lifestyle, or when the product you are promoting is part of your lifestyle. This kind of sharing comes from the heart. You have something to offer to others, and they will never know they can get it from you unless you step out and share. Sharing gets the ball rolling. I thought she made that point really well in a couple of different ways about if you don't tell someone, who is going to tell them? And it may be someone else altogether, and your best friend starts using Young Living products with someone else because you didn't step out and tell them. So I think one of the things that she speaks to really well is getting over yourself and just going ahead and offering the oils to people. I have some study questions for us that she shared, but I would also like to walk through this a little bit. She talks about it's easy when the oils are part of your lifestyle. How do you all feel about that? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn this so we can see everybody in the room. Is that possible? Oh, cool. Maybe if we all slide down a seat. Just Lenny. I'm going to get closer to Kayla. Just you know what? Just poke your head in when you're going to be talking. How's
Well, I'll
that?
say about that. You know, I find just having them out, like for instance, the last show I was speaking at, having the oils out on the table, and I'm not shy about just saying, like, if someone has something, if someone has a sniffle, I have my breathe right, and I'll take it out, or if someone has something sore, I shared Beauty Valid, they fell in love with it, and now I'm bummed that because that's what she definitely wanted. And I'm like, oh, well,
Yeah.
deep relief is pretty good. But just having them out always and sharing them is good.
Yeah, so the phrase I heard, the network marketing phrase I've heard for this is called meeting the moment in the middle. Meaning you carry your products with you because you're going to be using them anyway. So have your oils in your bag with you. Have your Thieves hand purifier. Goodness, please have your Thieves hand purifier with you. Carry your Ninja Red with you. And so if the need arises, you're there with something that may be of help to someone. So living it, being a product of the product is another way of talking about it, meaning that you use these products every day and you are a beautiful reflection of the Young Living lifestyle. She also, now I'm picking on the things that really spoke to me. On page 14, she talks about this whole getting really weird about money. This really spoke to me because I was a total dingbat when I first started. I could not speak to people because it's like, oh, this they're going to think it's just about money. Oh, it's not about money. Well, yes, it is about money too, right? Because you are in business and it's okay to make a paycheck from being of service to other people. You should receive that energetic exchange for the time and effort that you put into something. So I encourage you, I'm going to put some resources out in our week 2 blog. I'll put some resources out in our week 2 blog. There will be the abundance meditation for you. This is something that many of us here do at least once a day. We try to end our sessions with the abundance meditation. There's a wonderful booklet that was put together by Sue Pellicati, who is one of our upline platinum. She's an amazing lady. And as part of a research project that she did an analysis on the abundance oil, the abundance blend. And several of us were in a room with her when she created the meditation itself, and we all contributed to that process. And many of us have found it an extremely powerful tool in helping to shift our ability to receive and attract abundance into our life. There's also a resource that I'll put out there for you called 103 Disempowering Beliefs About Money. So many of us have challenges around money. Both of my parents grew up during the Depression, and I know when I was growing up, there was always a feeling that there was never enough money in the house. And we actually lived a fairly comfortable middle-class lifestyle. We never were wondering if there would be food on our table. We were really quite well taken care of and blessed in our lives, and yet there was always this feeling of never enough money. And I think it came from my parents and from their generation. So if you have challenges, things that seem to keep coming up for you with money, maybe you never are able to balance your checkbook, or you're carrying credit card debt, you might want to take a look at some of these tools to help you fix what's going on in you about money. Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk to some of these questions that she raises for us. So what are some of your fears when it comes to sharing? Let's just dive right in. They're going to say no, they're going to reject you. What else? What are some of the fears? What are those big buttons?
I don't have fears about sharing.
Okay,
Fortunately.
cool. You can just punch in really hard. On page 21, she has like this whole list of speed bumps. I don't want to seem pushy. I don't want to bother my friends. I don't want to be seen as the crazy oil lady. Actually, I love being a crazy oil lady. Everybody in town says, oh, you're the lady with the oils. I'm like, yes, that's me. I don't want people to think it's all about the money for me. What if I'm rejected? I don't know enough about the product. So is that one for anybody? I don't know enough about it. Okay. If I share, then I have to understand the whole compensation plan, and that's just too much for my brain to handle. Does anybody have issues around the compensation plan that they feel like, oh, I don't get it, I can't talk about it?
Just get to your head. And what I love what you're doing with blog is it tells you at the bottom what you need to do.
Cool.
To achieve the next right.
Right. Okay. I've never considered myself to be good at sales. Does anyone have issues around that? Okay. Okay. So mostly for this group here, it feels like it's about rejection and people saying no. And
For
that's
me, it was the money.
the money.
Yeah, I didn't feel like, I didn't want to share with people and have them thinking that I'm just trying to earn money by sharing.
Right. And that feeling that if I call them, they'll think I just want them to place an order. Um, all she cares about is selling, selling, selling. Yeah.
I think I've gotten past that,
Mhm.
and I hope I've gotten past that where I can share with people that yes, I do earn money, but what I really want is you to be healthy, and you can share this and you'll earn money. And Young Living rewards us for sharing, and it's just a bonus. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And
Excellent.
a new one now is just being
Oh, feeling comfortable around the FDA compliance language, right? Right. Especially that it's shifting again now, because now we can start talking about some of these oils being used internally again. We went for a while where we felt like we couldn't talk about using frankincense internally or lavender internally. And now they're in the vitality line. So we can start talking about how they support our systems again. So Young Living has done a pretty good job with giving us tools in the virtual office, and really the only way to get comfortable with that is to go out there and read them and chat with your local leaders about it so that you feel super comfortable on what you can say when it comes to sharing the products. In terms of some of these fears, some of this is about the language that we use and feeling uh, and honoring the conversation. So there are a couple of catchphrases that come to me from network marketing: ask, listen, and then speak. So when we really understand what someone needs, um, we're not just offering them a solution that's not for them. If someone is coming to you and talking about, gosh, we're just drowning in credit card debt, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep working the hours that I was working, and you say, well, we have this wonderful essential oil that will help your digestion. You kind of miss the whole point. So part of sharing from the heart and being authentic with people is listening to them. And when people feel heard, it takes the pressure off of you in having just the right thing to say to them at the right moment. There are also certain ways that we can talk to people that give them the opportunity to really say no to us if that's what they need. So using language like, if I, would you? If I sent you a link to a video about these essential oils, would you be interested in taking a look at it? And then they can say, well, yes, or no. But you take the pressure off of you and you give them the chance to answer you honestly. And it also saves you time, because if they're really not interested, why would you want to take the time to send them a video that they're not going to watch anyway, or share some products with them that they're not going to try anyway? There are a lot of people out there that are ready and want to try the product. So I'll share some of that information on the blog, some of that conscious language. There are things called easy exits and buffers, and it's just little words that you can throw into your language. It's not a script. I'm not a huge fan of scripts, because then we get even more you get tongue-tied because you're like, I can't remember what comes next. I think it's a great way for doing an introductory presentation, because people get that consistency. And that's why Young Living has put a full script into the slide presentation. I think when we're really genuinely listening to people and hearing them, and this is just something to practice. You just need to practice. My poor husband listened to me for hours on end when we would go on our walks in the morning. I would practice. And I think that might be one of the most important things, is realizing that you really are doing something different, and it does involve helping people, and there is money received for it. So learn language that gives people space so they can say no without damaging your friendship forever, and that you can actually hear when they say no, and it's okay. I love the story that Monique tells about being in the line outside the smelly porta potty. And she just goes down the row, giving everybody a drop of lavender oil. And she did it just because she knew that it would make it a better experience for everybody. She didn't haul out her business cards and say, if you're interested in getting some essential oils, la, 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 la. And boy, people do that all over Facebook, don't they? So just be yourself. Share from your heart about what you enjoy about these oils. And you'll notice she didn't say that every single person in that line got started. It's not how it goes. A lot of those people walked away from that experience thinking, who's that crazy oil lady? But one person said, gosh, I need this. My family needs this. So understand that you may talk to 40 people before one person says yes. You may talk to 100 people before one person says yes. You're going to get better at it, and it's going to get easier. But if you're only talking to 5 people, and you're at that 1 out of 100 saying yes, you're going to get a lot of no's. And those 5 people that you thought were the ones that are going to get started with you, when they all say no, what do you do then? So it's, you may cry a little bit, but you need to realize that there are a lot more people out there. So there are tools, again, they'll be on my blog this week. There's a memory jogger from Eric Worre to help you just write down, who do you know and who do you know that knows somebody? Because it may not be right for your friend, but they may be willing to give you a referral to somebody else. You know, it's so simple to say, gosh, you know, I hear this is totally not for you. Do you know of anybody that's looking to make some improvements in their health and wellness? And they might be able to share a friend. Or do you know somebody who might need another $100, $200, $500 a month for their family? And they may be able to share someone that's in that position. So tools like that help you realize that you know a lot more people than those 5 people you thought were going to get started. And just knowing that that's part of the deal. There are going to be a lot of people that are going to say no or not now. And that's okay. When they're ready, they know where to find you. But at least you told them. Instead of having that experience of your friend that says, oh, I just got started in Young Living. Did you know about these essential oils? And you're like, yes! Why didn't I tell you? How would that be your story? So she asked, what are some of the places that you've shared with others? Schools, neighbors, family, Facebook, Instagram, a glacier in Alaska. What are some of the places that you've shared, maybe that you didn't expect to, or you kind of surprised yourself and you actually pulled out a bottle of oil and said, use oils, you want to try some?
Well, last week on my way home, I stopped at Hy-Vee, picked up a couple things, and as I was checking out, the cashier showed the manager how he had been scraped on his hand, and it was really sore, and it kept getting the Band-Aid rubbed off, and he kept putting Neosporin on it. And I said, would you like to try some lavender? He says, I don't know anything about that. I didn't have much time to share with him, but I did give him a drop of lavender, and I gave him my business card and said, you can go check the website if you want to learn more about it.
Cool, good for you. Good for you. Does anyone else have a story they'd like to? On the soccer field, yep. Boy, there are a lot of opportunities to share oils there too, right?
Well, especially with the coaches.
Mhm.
You know, it's like that whole
Right.
I just had one where someone was doing something for me, and I went to the house to pick him up, and I heard that she was coughing and had one of those persistent colds, and I said, gosh. And of course, I haven't made, I always push it to Tricia, and I kind of cop out on that. And it's something particularly like the compensation plan and other things I have to learn. But I just said, well, gosh, we could do this. Maybe we could, loan you a diffuser or something like that. And we did it, and she just signed up. Did she get a kid?
Yes, she did.
So, again, get someone who you can feed them to, though. That's it.
It's your account too.
It is my account, too. I do feel like I feel like very helpful. And maybe this is the husband thing. the husbands, now I buy into it all the way, but maybe the husbands are kind of buying into it. They're like, they're supporting you and they're like, oh, that's cool. And okay, I've seen a couple of checks. Maybe these products are okay. You know, they're doing the husband thing. But just say, hey, just share it and tell them to call me because I'll take it. I'll take it. All you have to say is, oh my gosh, my wife does this. You know, and we've gotten a lot of people by that simple technique.
It's true. Yeah, brain with remodeling. Dabbling, like the women who used to speak with them and stuff, so he's kind of doing that. So, those kind of things. And
That would be a real helpful trip. I don't know if he uses like some of this stuff.
planning.
Yeah, like in his work that he does, if he uses any,
Oh, yeah, like
chemicals.
what I make paint.
Yeah, also have him bring the diffuser. For the next one, have him bring the diffuser. I'm gonna use this so the paint smell doesn't kind of linger. And then these are like this could really be better. So
I also heard putting a drop of lemon oil in paint
I know I've never done that.
when you mix it.
Or peppermint.
Or peppermint.
Peppermint does a great job at cutting down on the fumes, and it doesn't affect the paint, which is really nice.
The last one I had was at Happy. A lady was looking at the essential oils in the building, and I just started talking to her. Maybe she's similar. She really looked like she knew what she was looking for exactly, but like.
Cool.
She said she had known somebody that was like into young women, so she probably went to her, but at least she's gonna
Right, right.
You saved a life.
Saved a life, right? And I know there will be people that watch this that will say, "Oh my gosh, I can't even open my mouth in front of somebody else." So if you're in that category and you can't even open your mouth, I totally get it. You might want to tune into Shannon Hudson's 1090 group on Facebook. She literally helps people who cannot open their mouth. She encourages you today, go into the bank and just make eye contact with someone. And you're done. That's all you have to do for today. And work up to actually saying hi to a stranger. Okay. And then one thing that we do for our team here is the classes that I offer are all available on a single flyer. And I make that flyer available to everyone in our group. And in the top left corner, they can put their member number and their name. So they can hand that flyer out to people. And when they come to our classes, they get credit for that person being here, or that person gets free admission. If that person gets started at one of our classes, they'll get started with the person who's on the flyer. So even if you don't feel that you could even say hello to someone, have a flyer for your class and go stand outside a store and say, here. It'll just get you started making contact with other people. And you never know. It may be that one person in that line of 20 people waiting for the bathroom who says, I'll take this flyer and come to your class. And next thing you know, you're on your way. So those are just some thoughts on sharing. Let's talk a little bit about what we're going to do this week. So if you haven't written your goals down, do it. There's something so powerful in actually writing your goals down. People who write their goals down are more successful. And read them morning and night. Make sure they're SMART goals. And you know what? Try the ULA website. Go to the ULA Infused Wheel and follow that to the ULA website. Those guys have got great ideas on how to create SMART goals. And the next step is, as you read your goals at night, jot down one action step that you can take the next day to move you closer to that goal. One action step, and commit to taking that action step the next day. So it doesn't have to be something huge. You know, if part of one of your goals is about receiving consistent mentoring, well, so an action step can be to reach out to your mentor or your sponsor the next day. One doable action step the next day. Okay. And we're gonna actually work on part 2 next week. So you need to work on your goals, and you're going to write down one doable action step on each of your goals for the next day. And if you'd like to, this is also a good time to start working on your why. What is it that's going to keep you going through thick and thin to reach your goals with Young Living? And I'll put some resources in our blog this week for you to look at and start thinking about. There was a fantastic video from Melissa Pepping. It was a Periscope, and I'm going to post that. I'll get it out there tomorrow, so you can watch that little video, and it becomes your elevator speech. That thing you say when someone turns to you and says, "Hey, Lenny, what are you doing for a living these days?" How many of us have done that? You're like, "Oh, well, I can't talk about this." Okay, so when your why becomes your elevator speech, it is so powerful. So I'll get that Periscope out there tomorrow for you to take a look at. I'll also post it in the event so you can take a look at that. Any questions or last thoughts before we ring off for the evening? All right. You are all awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out. Good night.